How could you do that?
I've saved your necks. Well, yours at least.
You freed the sorcerer, all because you wanted treasure.
Do you seriously believe I thought for 1 second that Munkus would give us a treasure hoard? I made a deal with Munkus because it was the one small chance we had of getting out of there in one piece. Don't you get it? They would have pursued us and made our lives hell. And sooner or later we'd have fallen into their hands. No treasure's worth that.
Do you think anyone anywhere will have a quiet life if that falls into Mortroga's hands?
I really didn't know. Hey! Hey, little guy, where are you going? Fine, just go. And next time, just tell me what it's... Wilbur!
He's waking up.
Ah!
Nice and calm now. You're safe here. We're zombies.
Somehow the expressions safe and zombies in the same sentence don't really make much sense. Apart from, the zombies will drag us from the safety of our houses and rip us to shreds.
You see, he hates us.
He's afraid of us.
And that's why he hates us. Our committee still has a lot of work to do.
What kind of committee are you talking about?
We are the Committee for the Humane Treatment of the Undead.
We're trying to improve the bad reputation that the undead have amongst the living.
And amongst the dead.
Because no one seems to like us.
Where is Wilbur? There was a trap and a shadow.
That was me. I knocked you down. You banged your head on a rock. Please forgive me. I don't really have this body under control yet.
Why did you knock me over? What's happened to Wilbur?
He probably saved your neck.
The chief orc from the camp set that trap. If it caught you both, then it wouldn't only be your little friend who's in trouble.
Wilbur's in an orc camp? Oh man, and it's my fault?
How do you mean?
Well...
Tell us, boy. As you can see, we've been blaming ourselves for this mess.
All right. My name is Nate. I was in Seastone by the Western Ocean. Then along comes this little gnome and... And wham! Everything goes black. Then I wake up and there you are.
You deceived him?
You were only interested in saving your own neck.
Well, it's not exactly like that. Shades of grey.
You should be wearing this pillory.
I've lived with pirates, cutthroats, but never...
Now just hold it right there. Maybe I did behave just a tiny little bit narcissistically.
You sold your friends down the river because you hoped it would help you get out of the whole thing in one piece? No. You have to get Wilbur out of there, and you have to free the elf.
I know, you're right. And I have to get the artefact to safety too.
I will help you if you meant that seriously. My name is Gulliver. You can find me up in my workshop. Come on, body.
A few dust-covered urns, most of them decorated with coats of arms. A double-headed eagle, a badger eating a snake. There's a king's head in orange and blue. And here, a green W in a lozenge. None of which means a thing to me. They mean nothing to me. I guess they must be the family crests of the dead. A few dust-covered urns, most of them decorated with coats of arms. A double-headed eagle. There's a small puddle of tears that's collected in this hollow. Weird. By my reckoning, we ought to be standing knee-deep in water. There's a small puddle of tears that's collected in this hollow. A stone sarcophagus with a carved knight on it. Maybe it's the ex-lover of the howling ex-living woman. A stone sarcophagus with a carved knight on it. There's a piece of clothing hanging out of the sarcophagus. Looks like leather. I hope there's no one hanging on to it. A scrap of leather, smaller than the palm of my hand. A water corpse. A howling, dripping water corpse that lives. Isn't it a lovely day today? My finely tuned intuition is telling me you might have some troubles.
Oh, the trauma! The pain!
Oh, woman stuff? Or proper pain, like physical?
No! 1,000 times worse than that!
Looks like she shouldn't have gone into that deep water without her water wings.
It wasn't an accident. I wanted to kill myself.
It almost worked. Oh, well, sweetheart, it's not all bad. Tell your Uncle Nate what's wrong.
Don't make fun of me!
Would I?
You men are so insensitive. Only he wasn't. He understood me.
Who is he?
Maximilian. My Maximilian. Oh, the most beautiful man who ever walked under the stars.
Yes, and then?
Gone. He is gone.
And that's why you wanted to kill yourself?
We were engaged. Maximilian and I were to be married. It was heavenly. I, the rich daughter of a mithril merchant, and he...
Get to the tragic bit, please.
I gave him chestfuls of gold and all my jewelry as a token of my love. He was going to use it to arrange the most beautiful wedding ever.
Ah, the con man hoofed it.
He did not hoof it. Something must have happened to him. He must have been held. Perhaps someone kidnapped him. And now he is languishing away in some tower and...
He hoofed it.
He will come back. And we will be reunited like two lovers on...
And why have you chosen to ruin the atmosphere in this particular crypt?
This is the resting place of his forebears. I will wait with his ancestors until I receive news from him.
Sounds logical. Well, it can't last that much longer.
I know.
As much as I'd love to spend more time with you, I have to get going. I think that, personally, a pillory like that would bug me. A grave. There are a lot of them here. I don't know what's supposed to be so special about this one, though. From the outside, there's nothing interesting to see, and I'm not going to open just any old grave on suspicion. The candles create the right atmosphere, creepy, yet still with a hint of homeliness. But this one isn't going to burn for much longer if it keeps dropping wax like that. The candles create the right atmosphere, but this one isn't going to burn for much longer. I guess I should be thankful to Gulliver. Without him, the orcs would have found me, but the pair of them aren't exactly a feast for the eyes. I guess I should be thankful to Gulliver. Obviously, the skull-headed zombie was reckoning there still weren't enough horror characters here already. Obviously, I think it's that unbreakable thread that you hold roast meat together with. There must be a good 10 meters of it on the roll. A flattened tube of yellow paint. I don't think there can be much left in it. Aha! There was still a bit in it. I don't need the tube anymore. A pot containing some gloopy glue. There's a small stick in it. I think it's that unbreakable thread that you hold roast meat together with. There must be a good 10 meters of it on the roll. A fleck of yellow paint. Smells pretty caustic. A pot containing some gloopy glue. There's a small stick in it. Hey, boss.
Ah, the living one.
What are you doing in that thing? And don't tell me it's a fashion statement. I've seen a lot of stuff, but that...
No, nothing like that. A paladin put this thing on me.
What did you do, insult his sister?
Well, you could put it like that. He put me in the pillory for it, but even then I couldn't keep my mouth shut. That's why the fair lady stabbed me. So I came back as a ghost and kept her awake at night. They sent a ghostbuster after me, and he actually caught me and killed me.
He killed a ghost? Cool guy.
I then came back as the first undead ghost in history and messed up the fair lady's wedding. As a result, the paladin conjured this magical penitence pillory around my neck. Now he's lurking around outside the crypt. I think he'd like to cut me up into little pieces and throw me into the sea.
Pretty nasty. You've hardly done anything to deserve that.
Oh, I don't know. I've had a lot of time to reflect, and I'd like to end this feud. It only causes unhappiness.
Why don't you apologize?
I've tried, but the paladin only wants revenge. He hurled his hammer at me last time.
That thing looks pretty uncomfortable. Can't you get the pillory off somehow?
Would I still be wearing it if I could? You've got no idea how impractical this thing is. Try scratching your nose with it on.
Or go to the bathroom.
Oh, don't remind me. This is a magical pillory. You can't just break it open. It's sealed for eternity. It'll only open when the paladin forgives me.
So, never then.
Oh, it would seem that way.
And how many of you are there? In the committee, I mean?
The group is still in its early stages. We only have 3 members so far. But the Spirit Union is associated to us, and the Federation of Programmers is thinking about finally going public with their undead status. Unfortunately, you can't become a member. You're too alive.
Thanks a lot. I better get going. See ya.
Take care, and remember, we, the undead, are your friends. Rancid-smelling, dead friends.
Hey, Gulliver.
Ah, the living one.
Doesn't all that wailing from that failed swimmer down there really get on your nerves?
Steady on. The young lady is suffering great distress. And she lets it out. Day in, day out. For hours on end.
So what's the story with her missing lover?
He jilted her, cold as ice, raked in her gold, and enjoys a sweet life somewhere down south.
She seems to think differently.
The good woman isn't really in touch with reality. She still believes everything will be resolved one day. She's waiting for him to appear or send her a letter. Anything at all.